Hey guys, what's up? This is your online roommate, and I just got back about 20 minutes ago from watching He Man, Masters of the Universe, starring Nicholas Galitzine, Camilla Mendes, Idris Elba, and Jared Leto. And this is what I thought of it. Now, this isn't a serious movie, it is not trying to reinvent cinema, and frankly, I think it doesn't even warrant a scene by scene autopsy. The overarching plot is simpler than Three Little Piggies. A weak princeling is cast away from his home planet when a megalomaniacal science lab exhibit named Skeletor decides he'd quite like to take over the planet. Years later, Adam returns as a misfit Earthling who must find his power and defeat the villain. This is all enabled by a mysterious vessel of power, the iconic sword of He-Man, which I personally thought was quite ugly for something receiving this much hype. Most of the entertainment comes from the visuals. The fight sequences, both aerial and terrestrial, are there, and the sound design. Thankfully, nobody bursts into song and dance. You have to count your blessings. But when you zoom in a little, the film becomes a very confusing letter professing something to masculinity. Is it a love letter? Is it a hate letter? I genuinely couldn't tell. At one point, when Nicholas Galitzine's Prince Adam has an existential crisis about going to war with Jared Leto's Skeletor, somebody says something to the effect of, "Poets have never won wars, it was always men who took up swords." Which sounds profound until you remember who actually starts these wars. Then, right at the end, a weird ghostly alien appears and tells us, "So we've learned that big muscles don't make a man. Have we?" Travis Knight spends an entire movie trying to straddle two worlds. He has one foot in the manosphere and the other in a modern sensitive guy territory. I think he wants to please both sides, warriors and poets, and he wants to strike a balance between brutality and emotional intelligence. It is an ambiguous straddle to maintain, especially when the horses are running in opposite directions. You can almost hear something rip. The world building definitely has scale but not much cohesiveness. At times, it feels like somebody recreated an Avengers movie from memory and added a few fantasy tweaks. Most notably, there are some fucking red leaves. There are red leaves everywhere, and they're falling from the sky, they're blowing through the battlefields, they're floating through ancient ruins. Sometimes there aren't even any fucking trees nearby. The leaves have a stronger screen presence than some of the supporting cast, which brings me to the characters. Almost everyone is written with next to no depth. Nicholas Thunder Thighs Galitzine's portrayal of He-Man often feels like an extended blooper reel where he's struggling with the physical comedy. Oddly enough, Sashir Zamata, who plays what is essentially an HR executive for about 2 minutes, manages to tower over him in some of the comedic scenes. My biggest issue with Nicholas, however, was the accent. My man needs to fucking hire that accent coach that Tom Holland is hiring, and not the one that the guy that plays Prince Charles in the third season of The Crown has. The American accent drifts in and out throughout the film, and every time it happens, it yanks you out of the story. No trope was left untested in this rendition of He Man. There's a fucking gym scene which I think only your father will understand, and they try to insert a meta scene through this. Jared Leto spends most of the time attempting a menacing villainous laugh that ends in awkward silence. Alison Brie, who plays the evil sidekick witch Evil Lynn, whose name sounds suspiciously close to Dr. Evillini from Visits of Waverly Place, played by Octavia Spencer,
What were we talking about?
while her costume resembles to have been borrowed from Kate Blanchett's Hela in Thor Ragnarok.
Fine.
The problem is that neither the writing nor the performance comes anywhere close to what Octavia or Kate did in their performances. Camila Mendes returns as the designated superhero smoke show with daddy issues caused by an incompetent father, just like her role in Riverdale. And this time, the father is played by Idris Elba, who is once again a royal guard protecting a magical realm. Remember Heimdall, anyone? This time, he's called Duncan, which immediately reminded me of Jason Momoa's Duncan in Dune. And there he was playing, you guessed it, a royal guard. To end this on a positive note, Nicholas Galitzine's work in the gym is visible in every fucking frame of the second half. In the final showdown with Skeletor, every punch is believable. The sound design department did a wonderful job there. Every movement feels powerful. For all my complaints about the comedy and the accent, the physical transformation absolutely paid off. In the next film, if they lean more heavily into the dramatic moments and less into the slapstick, I think Nicholas could genuinely excel in this role. Overall, I'd give the plot a 2 out of 5, acting 2 out of 5, and entertainment about 3.2 out of 5. I'm not of the generation that enjoyed He Man after coming back from school. I couldn't watch the cartoon because it wasn't on when I was growing up. So I guess people with a more closer relationship to the character will appreciate this movie a little more. One final question before I go though. What do you guys think about Jared Leto continuing to land major roles despite the numerous allegations of sexual misconduct that have followed him for years? Let me know in the comments.